Kayo was founded by Kenny Riches in 2003, I believe.
Kenny Riches, the founder of Kayo, was looking for somebody to take over the space initially because he was moving to New York City to pursue art.
Charlotte Jackson purchased the Kayo from Kenny, and in, I believe, January 2008.
It just happened that I loved what he had started here and wanted to continue it, so I had the opportunity to take it over from him.
And that summer of 2008, while I was hanging out with Shiloh, I just proposed, I asked if she wanted a business partner, because it can be a lot to run something all by yourself. And after thinking it over, she took me up on it, and so we've been partnered since July of a year now, I guess. And it was started just as a, basically wanting to have a more urban art gallery in town that represents emerging and up-and-coming artists that are doing really progressive work.
I was familiar with Claire's and Amber's work, and bumped into David's work as well, and they all have an illustrative sort of background, and none of them have been shown very well in Salt Lake City, and I really respect their work and love it and wanted to bring them together to do a show because I thought that they would balance each other out well.
My name is Amber Heaton. I've been a student at the University of Utah Art Department for the last few years, and I graduated in May. This show is a culmination of the last few months of my school career and then what I've been doing over the summer. My pieces are all deep sea creatures, so obviously I've taken some artistic license, but basically each of the pieces are print, except for the paper sculpture, and they're all prints of deep sea creatures, and then I've tried to create kind of like an installation scene of the deep sea. So the wall is painted black and all the prints are cut out so that they set up kind of in a scene. These creatures have developed in very dark and dramatic, I guess, habitats. They've developed so that they have a lot of transparency and bioluminescence, so that was kind of interesting to technically try to recreate in print. It's kind of exciting to try to emulate what the creatures actually look like in nature.
My name is David Hobbin. I went to school for a couple years at Boise State, and then I transferred down and finished up at BYU. This show is, as opposed to what I usually do, which is more commercial illustration for books and magazines, this show is more personal in nature, so each of the pieces are directly related to parts of my personality or my faith or my family or my personal relationships. And but what I wanted to do is to present an image that could be seen as narrative, but not label it. So none of the images are titled, and what I want people to do is come in and take a look at what they see and see how they can relate to the story, and maybe make up a story in their own mind, and if that is part of their own life or just a story in general, the idea is that they connect with what they see.
Okay, my name is Claire Taylor. I went to the University of Utah and I got a BFA in printmaking. And my work here is mostly about animals because I like animals a lot and sometimes find them a little bit more relatable in a way, but not necessarily because I'm a human. But
what made you want to do drawings this time?
Because I'm a little tired of printmaking for the time being. Not that I'll never do it, and also because it's more direct. That's one thing that bothers me about printmaking. It's not very direct and very time intensive, and so I just want something more direct, and I didn't want multiples of everything. I didn't feel like that this time. So.
That's just one thing I would love people to realize, is that not only are you supporting artists, you're helping keep the Kayo open, and you're also, instead of going and buying reproduction artwork, I would just love the greater public to realize that they could own original pieces of artwork from these young emerging artists, a lot of whom are from Salt Lake City.
All right.